For this lab, we're going to try to calculate the enthalpy of a candle using calorimetry. So what we have here is a candle that we're going to burn under a pop can calorimeter that we have filled with water. So recall that in calorimetry, the heat absorbed by the water, we're getting a 100% heat transfer here. That's our assumption. It's close enough. Is going to be equal to the amount given off by the candle. So this is the foundational information for all of calorimetry. Now the water, we can measure the temperature change of the water. It's really easy with a thermometer. We can measure the mass of the water if we know the volume and the density is 1. And we know the specific heat of water is 4.18 joules per gram per degree Celsius. So as we burn this, all of that heat goes into the water. Really, the lab setup is to get this value here, the temperature change at the end, and then we can jump over here to the candle. So that allows us to backtrack over the candle. The candle, in order to get the enthalpy of the candle, we can get that in a couple of different units here. The first one is kilojoules. The units can be kilojoules per gram. Okay, well, that's Q. So we would have to change the sign over there on the water. And then we have the heat of the candle, which is a little different than the water. It's opposite sign. This one's exothermic. This one's endothermic in this case. And then we could just get the mass of the candle. And that gives us the units. The units give you the equation, kilojoules per gram. Well, we've got kilojoules per gram. We do have to watch out here because this MCAT equation for the water is going to give us the answer in joules. And over here, we're going to want it in kilojoules. So this gives us it in kilojoules per gram. But if we know the chemical makeup of the candle, we can convert that to moles as well, and we could convert kilojoules per gram to kilojoules per mole using a molar mass. So this is the general setup for the calorimeter to figure out what the enthalpy of the candle is. So recall that we've got this water information. We can get the MC delta T, how much heat was in the water that it absorbed, and then we can use that to find an enthalpy. This is a common thing to do with calorimetry, is to find enthalpies, either in kilojoules per gram or kilojoules per mole. Standard balanced equations are usually in per mole. There's a lot of lab data, though, that's useful in per gram. And then we will do another lab to look at another use of this water data that's not enthalpies. And you kind of have to decide when to use which one.